Good morning, everybody. Except, yet again, it is evening. And it was even warm enough this morning that I could have went out and rode the bicycle and got my exercise in. But I chose to sit on the chair and drink coffee because today and tomorrow's it. And then we're on the go, for like 10 days. So just trying to make sure we have caught our breath and we're ready to go. Yesterday's video. Guys, thank you for all of your great responses. Thank you for trusting us to honor your loved ones. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please go watch yesterday's video about Daytona and what we were doing. Check that out. If you have a loved one you would like memorialized, all the details are there. Today's video, it's a question I get asked a lot. That question is, why do we not buy new bikes all the time? Because we ride so many miles. And first off, let me start off with, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you buying a new bike. It's your money. You've worked hard for it. You deserve it. And if you want to buy a damn new motorcycle, buy yourself a motorcycle. Life is short. Buy what you want, do what you want. With that being said, the reason that we don't buy it is basic economics for us. I like assets, and unfortunately motorcycles are a liability. But if you buy an older motorcycle, it's not going to depreciate as much as a new motorcycle is. And so I know that my bike is going to depreciate probably more than the average bike, because you got to think, if I bought a new bike this year, in 2 years when the warranty's out, I would have 50,000 miles on it, which drastically drops your options for selling your bike. So that means I'm going to lose that much money. It's basically like renting the bike for 2 years, right? I don't rent my bikes. I own them. They have a lot of miles on them, but I don't have to put anything extra into them. Honestly, if a motor blew tomorrow, I could rebuild the motor and continue on. So it's an economic thing. I like assets, not liabilities. In my view, a motorcycle is a liability. We're in a little different situation because I could buy a motorcycle and ride it off for my business, but I still view it the same way. The other reasons I don't buy new motorcycles. I used to sell motorcycles at a Harley Davidson dealership. I know that I've told you this many times. On top of the depreciating value, now you have, and I don't know if they're still doing it, but I know like last year, year before last, they were $5,000, $6,000, $8,000, $10,000 over MSRP to buy the motorcycle. Now, when I look at that from an economic standpoint, so the book is, let's say, $25,900. They're asking $31,000. Then you take interest. Then you take, what is it, $895 for assembly? To me, that's the stupidest thing ever. So a brand new bike comes from the factory. Then the dealership has to assemble, put the windshield on, all that stuff, and they get charged the customer an additional, whatever, $900. And then there's shipping. You got to pay for shipping from Harley Davidson to the store, which also makes no sense to me, because how are they going to sell any motorcycles if they don't have them at the store? So why should you have to pay for their inventory? That would be like going to Publix, buying a bunch of groceries, and then it charging you a shipping fee because they had to ship the groceries to the store in order for you to buy them. I don't get it. Doesn't matter, but it's just how I feel about it. Anywho, so you're going to depreciate. The book is only going to count that at 25. Goes that loud ass. That's a loud ass motorcycle. He goes by here a couple times a day. It is insanely loud. But anyway, the book value, no matter how much you paid for it, the book value is always going to be the book value. So it's going to say the retail price for this bike was $25 when you bought it. So you are already however many thousand over that, upside down. Like that money is gone, lost. You will never see it again. Then you have your depreciation on top of that. So, a lot of times that's, well, in the first year, what, $5,000? Now, if they marked it up $5,000 and your depreciation is $5,000, in the first year, you are $10,000 in the hole. That doesn't work for me. Again, like I said earlier, my nose itches. Somebody talking about me? Like I said earlier, you do whatever you want to do with your money. New bikes are awesome. Old bikes are awesome. Motorcycles are awesome. You've heard me say that before. So you've worked hard for your money. Your money is your money. Your economics, the way you think about money, that is also you and your decision. Like I said, I'm only answering the question that I get asked all the time. And that question is, why do me and Mama Badger not buy new bikes? Now you throw on top of that if we bought new bikes, we would lose twice that much money, right? Because we're both getting bikes. We don't ride two up. So if every 2 years we're both losing 10 grand in that depreciating value, which we're going to lose more than 10 grand because both our bikes are going to have 50,000 miles on them. So let's say we lose 15 grand. That means I lost $30,000 in 2 years. Do you know how much I lose on this fat boy or her fat boy? Nothing. I mean, I bought it for $7,500. I've had it for 8 years. It'll never be for sale, but if I were to sell it, I'd probably get 5 to 6 out of it, depending on if I could find somebody that would be okay with that mileage, right? Which would be the challenge. But I don't ever plan on getting rid of it. But for me, it's what do I want to say? It's even. I'm not going to lose anything more on this bike. If this bike has 165 or 365, the value stays the same. It doesn't really depreciate anymore from here, and neither does Mama's. So we're pretty set, and that is why we don't go buy brand new bikes. Now, don't get me wrong. There are days and times when I'm out here working on this thing that I'm like, man, it would be awesome to have a new bike and not have to do any of this. And anytime there was a problem, I would just drop it off at the dealership and everything would be taken care of. And don't get me wrong, guys, there is definite advantages to that, especially if you don't work on your own bikes. It's nice to be like, you know what? Something sounds funny. Take it to the dealership. I need this fixed, take it to the dealership. That warranty is definitely a value to it. But on used bikes, and I don't know if I said this when I did my used bike video, a lot of the used bikes you can buy extended warranties on. There's usually like a time frame. It's got to be less than 10 years old and less than so many miles. Look into that, but you can go just buy an extended warranty. I have never owned a Harley Davidson motorcycle with any warranty on it ever. I did buy 2 brand new Hondas back in the day, and those had warranty, but that's it. I've never had a Harley with a warranty, and it's worked out good for me, knock on wood. Anywho, guys, that's it. Tomorrow is our final day here, and then we're headed to Daytona. So we've got a lot to do in a short period of time. We're doing laundry, getting everything packed up, wrapped up, and ready to go. We hope to see you in Daytona, but until tomorrow, have a great day.